Boys and girls, it's Eddo from the Elite Pathways Facebook page, and it's another weekly wrap. There's been so much going on this week, but I'm going to keep this one pretty short. We'll talk about the potential player signings and the roster on another episode. But we're going to jump straight into the result last week against the Panthers, 44-18, going down. Look, I thought we were going to get absolutely walloped the way it was going in the first half. After 30 minutes, we were down 28-0. They were going with the clock. But credit to the boys, they hung in there, and we actually won the last 50 minutes, 18-16. But that first 30 minutes, again, just too many errors, ill discipline with the ball, penalties. The defence, which has been an issue for especially the last month. The season started well with the defence. I thought it was looking quite good, but I don't know what's happened. It's just gotten worse and worse. And against Penrith, they're just not going to let up. No complacency at all. I thought Skelton had a decent game. After a few errors, he grew into it. He grew into the game and made some good runs and scored a beauty try at the end, which is good. And Sam Hughes, impact late in the game, a cameo off the bench. Made some good post-contact meters against a Panthers pack, which will do his confidence and the team good. Thought the service from Flanagan was pretty good as well. Some nice flat passes and defended pretty well, apart from one or two where we sort of just isolated in the middle because of the Panthers' speed. But I think he was pretty good. I wouldn't mind seeing him more at dummy half, especially if he's going to be coming off the bench. Averillo at half had some good moments, as did the guys that were dropped recently, Perham and Alamoti. Did some good things, and Perham was a lot safer at fullback. I wasn't quite sure with Reid Marnie coming off the bench. Cameron Serrato said in the post-match interview that he didn't train all week, and Reid himself said on 360 the other day that the team's spoken about playing through adversity. Okay, fair enough. If you get injured during a game and getting through a game with injury, that's great, but when you haven't trained the entire week, even if you are the captain, I think the coach, I don't know what his condition was. It's just my opinion, but if you haven't trained all week, then something's not right. And, against a team like Penrith, and pretty much against any side, you can't take a player who's not 100%. Everyone's got to be fit, and there's better options there to play at lock, which is where he ended up playing. So, yeah, I didn't agree with that. That's just my opinion. This week's team looks a lot better. A lot of troops back. Kikau and Preston back on the edges. Sexy back at halfback. The Fox on the wing. Burns into the centres, although, he's a pretty safe player, but he does get injured. So there's an argument there for Skelton. The bench does look a little bit light, in my opinion. And I think maybe Sutton or Knight might come in. Maybe at the expense for Moran, unfortunately. But Moran does provide a lot of enthusiasm when he comes on. So maybe Waddell. I'm not too sure. It's against the Dolphins on Sunday at Bundaberg. So hopefully we get a good turnout there and support the boys. So I won't go too much in depth about the games of the Cup and Flegg and the other grades from last weekend. We had so many. I've never seen so many players missing, particularly from the New South Wales Cup side. If you were to look at, the players who have played the most games of New South Wales Cup this year, they just weren't there. It was predominantly a Flegg team, and there's some great players in that Flegg side, but they still need to be playing Flegg. They're not ready to all be coming up at once. I don't mind a sprinkling here and there, but yeah, when they're forced to all come up together, it's going to be hard work. And against a Penrith side that was full strength or close to it in the NRL, which means that their other subsequent grades are going to be pretty much full strength as well. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard going. But this weekend, tonight, it's a double header at Belmore. Jersey Flegg and Cup playing the Roosters. Flegg is actually first versus second. It should be a beauty. And Cup we're second and they're last. And we get some players back in that side. So I'm expecting a win in Cup. Hopefully getting out there tonight. It should be good. So yeah, there's some players coming back into that side, and the team lineup will be coming up soon, and if it hasn't already come up, and then there'll be some highlights and some scores from the recent games and what's coming up this weekend in all the other grades. I'll talk to you next week. Maybe before next week's weekly pathways, I'll go into a little bit of my opinion on the signings and player signings that we may have announced by then. So I'll talk to you then. Have a good weekend, guys, and go the Dogs.
the street, by chance two separate glances meet.